Hey guys, I'm back here doing another coaching session. The weather outside is about 35 degrees. I think wind gusts are close to like 40 miles an hour. Got a pretty good selection of things that we can use to do our session. So, um, sometimes we get stuck. Got to figure out a different way to do our training, and today's opportunity to do that. So one of the activities I like to do to warm up when I get into the gym is just grab some of these 2.5 pound weights and do some. They're kind of like flies, but they're a little bit more exaggerated, and just gets me all warmed up and loose, and allows me to move on to the next warm up phase. So I'm gonna start with my palms together, and then I'm gonna make sure they're faced up the entire time of the movement. And drag my hands lower to the ground, palms up, all the way up to the top. Again, together, and then palms up. It kind of goes nice and slow, really feeling the stretch the entire way through. And I'll do probably about 20 or so of them. You want to choose a weight that's light enough, that's comfortable, that you can handle. By the time you get to 20, you'll probably be struggling a little bit. You can also do it in reverse, going from the ears, back, and around, and then up to the top this direction. So go forward, yeah, and then up and around, come back down, kind of drag it underneath. There you go. You just do about 10 of these. Okay, I'm again here with a 2.5 pound weight, and all I'm going to do is just go through basically a throwing motion. And I'm going to swing my arm through that motion. So I'm going to start off, get my feet and my hips in the right spot, get my posture in the right spot. I'm going to start with my weight on my front foot. I'm going to bring that weight back onto my back foot and then swing it up over the top. What I'm looking for in this motion is a little stretch in the hip. I'm also looking for that stretch in the hip to go up through my core and up through my shoulder. And then as I swing it through, I shouldn't feel any major resistance in any particular area. I'm looking for a clean transfer of energy. So sometimes one of the mistakes that folks make is they don't bring that weight up high enough, and they start it down here, and now they're in a really hard position to be able to pull it up over their body. So make sure that you're swinging it up high enough in the back so it's up high enough so you can easily begin pulling through. Now, if you don't have these 2.5 pound plates, you can grab just about any object that's a little bit heavier than your hand. I try and limit the weight so that it's not super heavy, but once you get it nailed down, I mean, you could probably do a 10-pound weight and it wouldn't really bother you too much. But don't start off with that weight. Start with something that's light, work through the motion, and get used to it. Good. As you're doing this, describe to me where you're feeling it. Keep going all the way up. Okay. Good. One of the things that I think is a great thing to do while you're indoor is just work on your crossover. Now, I'm not sure if you've seen the other videos that I have that explain the crossover and my philosophy behind it, but in general, my philosophy for doing a crossover is that the crossover gives you an opportunity to get your body set up, finally set up before you strike through and produce a throw. And then the other piece is that a crossover can often add additional energy into your throw. While you're indoor, it doesn't really require any equipment. All you just need is a little bit of space and work through your crossover. When I was in high school, my coach called this jump the creek. You imagine yourself got a little creek, and you're just going to do a crossover over that creek. So this is all I do. It's very simple, and it's just a very repetitive motion. Oh my gosh. One of the activities I like to do in the weight room, or actually at home if you've got a mirror, is just something I call mirror simulations. Mirror simulations is just the athlete looking at themselves in the mirror and watching themselves do simulated throws. So some of the things that I look for when doing mirror simulations, I look for posture. If the mirror is big enough, I look down, make sure my feet are in the right spot, kind of do a mental checklist of my posture moving all the way up to my upper body. And then I'm looking for certain angles. I'm looking for my left shoulder and my right hand being in the right line as I'm striking through. And I'm also looking for throwing sequence. I'm looking for a hip that's moving in front of my upper body, then my upper body rolling, and the arm following through. So there's a lot of different things that you can look for in mirror simulations, but for the most part, start with one or two technical items, and then do a few hundred reps. See if you can start generating a good habit. Once you've gotten those habits nailed down pretty well, then add something new. See if you can add some additional technical piece that you can identify while doing mirror simulations. I think the number of reps that you can get while doing mirror simulations can rival other sports, sports like basketball, volleyball, other sports that require a lot of repetition to create good, clean technique. In the javelin, unfortunately, when we're throwing, we have a limited opportunity to get high number of reps. So mirror simulations often give you those reps without having so much strain on your body. Good. What I want you to do is I want you to get the knees out, but I want you to strike off a little bit more, right? Drive through and cycle to that next stride instead of hitting here, right? I want to cycle and get through, cycle and get through. Yeah, there you go. You notice the different sound? Yeah, and you're moving, right? Exactly, you're moving a lot. There you go. Yeah, significantly faster, right? Yeah. So that's the idea. I want you starting to move a little bit more, not just pumping here, but driving off whenever you pull. Now, same start, right? And then wind it up. Again, when you start getting to that anticipation of that withdrawal point, I want you to accelerate through, right?
Should I do that? 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then
It's up to you. I mean, you can be here and getting, at least the rhythm started, and then when you feel comfortable, you'll figure out about what point to start drawing it back. Of course, stop before you hit the wall. Drive through it. Keep those knees moving. That's good. I like it. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up for the day. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed watching today's video. If you don't mind, hit that subscribe button, and we'll be seeing you in the next video. Until then, have fun so far.